This is Terror House Radio with Matt Forney and Bryden Proctor.
Yeah, welcome to the Terror House Radio, episode number 43. I'm Matt Forney, your charming and loquacious host, and the founder and editor-in-chief of Terror House Press. Joining me is, per usual, my co-host and producer, the irrepressible Bryden Proctor. How you doing, Bryden?
I decided to get Corona this morning instead of driving the extra, half a mile to the other place that actually had the beer that I wanted. And, yeah, I don't understand how Mexicans drink this shit. This is fucking gross. I put the lime in it and everything, and it is not good, dude. It is not a good beer.
Well, I mean, of course, it's a virus, so.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah. Oh God. What is this, March? You're making that joke? Give me a break, dude.
You walked right into it, dude.
God, I walked right into the fucking store and just made a huge mistake. It was on sale for $15. Usually this is like a $17 12-pack, right? But it is absolutely gross. I even got, I got 5 limes for $1, and I'm like, all right, this is fine, because my blinker's out, so that's another thing I gotta get fucking fixed. My blinker's out, so I'm like, I don't want to get pulled over. I'll just pull over to this grocery store. Oh, the grocery store in here, they don't have the beer that I want. I've been drinking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And I'm like, fine, I'll just get this freaking Corona. And it's trash. It's just a gross beer. No wonder Mexicans want to come here so fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, I last had a Corona, I think, around June, because living abroad, you start to miss things that you hated back home, just because of the nostalgia factor. Right. So I was at a Mexican restaurant and I ordered a Corona just for the nostalgia factor, and I took a sip and was like, "This is fucking disgusting." I spent $4 on this.
Yeah, it's just not good, dude. It's just not a good beer. It's
well, who the fuck sells beer in a clear bottle?
Right,
that fucking ruins it.
Yep. It's not good. I mean, it's good. It's good for if you're eating a taco. I'll give you that. But you know what's better than that? A Modelo Negro is better.
I thought you were going to say anything else.
Well, no, not anything else. I mean, you're not going to rock a sour, right? It'd be like, oh, good, let me have this nice savory taco. Oh, and some, peach ghost. I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, it's just a gross fucking beer, man. I regret my decision. I hate it. It's nasty. I'm never doing it again until I forget that it's freaking gross.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of nasty and ruined and things, we've got topical news. Because,
oh wait, before you do that, before we talk about the actual hilarious thing, we never touched on the fact that you got a new mic.
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
I would hope so, but I mean, I imagine if you listen to this podcast, unless you're that one guy that I like, who's was it Mather? Unless you're that guy, you're probably fucking retarded. And the only reason I like Mather is because every comment he makes about me is positive. So I'm like, yeah, he must be a smart guy. He likes me. But yeah, Matt got a new mic.
Yeah,
sounds a lot better.
Yeah, he's a good guy. By the way, go buy 6 to 6 from Terror House Press. That's his book. But yeah, I bought a new mic at the beginning of the month. Finally, because mic selection out in this part of the world is fucking terrible, and it's fantastic. It sounds good. It's much smaller than the old mic I had, the blue snowball, so I can disassemble it and carry it around much more easily. I don't have to rely on the fucking phone anymore because that has problems. So the sudden boost in audio quality, it's the new mic.
I think it's funny. I mean, I didn't know you had a snowball. That's what I use.
Yeah, I had a snowball for 5 years before it shit out. Several months back. Well, the reason I didn't replace it was because I was under lockdown. So I couldn't go to any store to buy a new mic. And, when I was finally let out of the cage, I went around to the local music stores and stuff, and the selection was terrible. Like I think the only USB mic you can buy in Albania that isn't some shitty, $10 basic mic is like an Audio Technica, which is like $250. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that again.
Dude, yeah, I think it's funny that I started with the Blue Snowball many years ago, and then I went through so many fucking mics, so much as to even buy the RE20 before I returned it because it wouldn't work. It sounded great for like one day, and then it just wasn't working out. I had to buy a mixer and all that. That's Limbaugh's mic, is the RE20. But like I had got this stupid Yeti. Like I got the Yeti. And then that's a piece of shit. The Yeti is the biggest waste of money you can ever spend on a mic, dude. The Yeti is garbage. Never buy a Yeti. And I know so many podcasters use it. Don't. The Yeti is shit. It costs 1,000 times more, probably exactly that much more than the freaking Snowball, and it breaks. Everybody I know has had a problem with the Yeti. You remember Luke Ford, that old cat. Used to have trouble with the Yeti. It's a terrible mic. I know this is bad. This is bad podcasting to just talk about microphones, but everybody has a fucking podcast. So, and if not, they're thinking about starting one. So just don't buy a Yeti. Go buy a Blue Snowball, and then you can send it over. I'm starting a podcast network called Everybody Has a Podcast.com. I'm sure that website already exists. I'm going to look that up right now, but I'm not actually doing that.
Well, it's like, I was going to buy a Blue Yeti, but I've put that off indefinitely just because they're impossible to get here. I have a pop screen for the Blue Yeti. I didn't buy that. Joe the Boomer bought it off of my Amazon wish list. But I still have it. It's still in the packaging, but it's looking like I'll never get to use it. This mic is fine. It came with a pop screen. It's got the stand, everything. It's not the greatest mic, but it'll do. I'm not gonna get a super expensive mic while I'm basically still in moving limbo, not knowing where the hell I'm going to be now.
Don't lie to the people.
In a week or so.
Don't lie to the people. What? You couldn't limbo if you fucking tried. You fat fuck.
You got me.
Everybody has a podcast.com is taken, but .net is available, or the one it suggests is everybody has a podcast.actor, which I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, everyone has a podcast.actor. That is weirdly appropriate.
Yeah, no, everybody's a piece of shit, though, I'll tell you that, man. So yeah, let's talk about this this fucking. Do you want to bring up the tweet? Let me bring up the tweet.
I've got the tweets open. I've got the huge mea culpa on the website, everything. But yeah, basically the gist of it is that this literary outlet called Fireside Fiction was published. They published issues of their magazine, their review, and they had a voice actor doing recordings of every story and essay in their issue, and the voice actor was a white guy, and one of the essays was written by a black woman, and the white guy did the recording in the most racist, ridiculous, fake Jamaican accent possible.
It was bad. It's so bad. Here, so I'm gonna timestamp it, and then I'm just gonna play a little bit of it so that people can see. Do you think we'll get into copyright trouble for that? Probably not.
No. I mean, they took it down from their website, so and it's fair use. I mean, we are talking about it in a transformative and critical context.
Okay, so here it is.
Fireside Magazine presents The Art of Speculating by Regina N. Bradley, edited by Maurice Broadus, narrated by Kevin Rainier, published in the autumn 2020 issue of Fireside Quarterly. I'm a Southern black woman who stands in the long shadow of the civil rights movement. Southern hip-hop helped me navigate the contemporary Black South. When I gathered with friends, Southern hip-hop was the soundtrack. When I grieved my father, Southern hip-hop was my comfort. And years after my initial transplanting into Albany, Georgia, it dawned on me that Southern hip-hop was the blueprint for understanding Black Southernness in the post-civil rights era.
All right. So that was, it's like immediately when I sent it to you, when I told you, I was like, dude, like we're considered like this evil, whatever, the racist and all of that. Racist is the best thing people call us a lot of the time. A lot of it's Nazi and all that, made up crap. But dude, we wouldn't even do that unless it was a bit. Like at no point.
So someone on Twitter described this as a Cumtown bit come to life.
It fucking is. Like it really is. It's so bad. Like they recorded that and they were like, yeah, nailed it. That went through at least 2 people. The guy who recorded it and the editor who like apologized profusely. Dude.
Well, the editor's trying to cover his ass by claiming he wasn't listening to the recordings and he wasn't thinking. I mean, I've got his long mea culpa on the website.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is. By the way, the essay was
Can you read it in a like Miss Cleo accent?
I was gonna read it in a goofy, apologetic accent, but by the way, the essay was written by Dr. Regina Bradley.
Well, it's Regina, but yeah.
Yeah, she's a woman. She's not a city in Canada. And the guy who did, who fucked up here, the editor, is Pablo Difendini. I can't pronounce that.
That sounds like he should be a magician in the 50s. It's a stupid fucking name, and that's coming from Bryden. All right, that's a dumb name. Pablo Difendini. Oh, the miraculous Pablo Difendini.
But anyway, here's the mea culpa. Earlier today, we published an essay about Outcast by Dr. Regina Bradley. This is an essay written by a black woman about black musicians and edited by a black man. I hired a white man to narrate the audio version of the essay, and that narrator decided to use an offensive stereotype of the American Southern black accent in his narration. This basically amounted to auditory blackface in the worst tradition of racist minstrelsy. So why did I publish it? Frankly, I didn't listen to it before I posted it. More on that and on the other errors I've made in a second.
Yeah, stop. Hold on.
This is the context, not an excuse.
Hold on. Yeah, stop that right there. What do you like? I like how he's just like, I didn't do my fucking job. Like, so he didn't check the quality of it. What if the guy's mic cut out and he didn't know and he sent this over or whatever? He was like, yeah, those are waveforms, and then he just pawns it off onto this dork, who again, bad choice to use that, to use that, but yeah, he just says, I didn't do my fucking job. Why is that guy not fired? Like, this is the one time, I don't like the cancel thing, right? But if you don't do your job.
Well, I think he owns this. So, like, he's like the guy in charge. So, like, who's going to fire him?
Yeah. I don't know. Good for him. I mean, he made like a really good racist bit. I'm proud of him.
It gets better. There is no excuse for having published it. I apologize for having done so. Specifically, I apologize to Dr. Bradley for having undermined her work, to Maurice Broadus for having stained the otherwise outstanding issue of Fireside Quarterly that he edited, and to Chell Parker, our copy editor, for having put them in the line of fire for this when they had no visibility into the audio production process or ability to prevent this from having happened. The blame for this rests squarely with me as the person who hires out and manages the audio production process at Fireside. Many people are rightly perplexed at how something like this happened. It's so egregious that it feels intentional. In the interest of remaining a lean operation, I have been hiring one narrator to record the audio for a whole issue's worth of Fireside Quarterly, and I don't normally break out specific stories or essays for narrating by particular individuals.
Okay,
this
pause.
Keeps the process. Sure.
Pause. A lean operation. Why doesn't you just say we're cheap? And over at Terror House, we're not cheap. We also get the fucking authors to actually do their shit. All right, they have access to that author. She ended up posting later, like, this is how it should have sound or whatever, and it sounds less racist because it's like actually just some black bitch talking.
She doesn't even have much of an accent.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not even a Southern thing. Like, she just sounds like a black broad. Like, she could have done it. You lazy fucks. Like, I hate to go after other, like, publishing.
She'd probably have done it for free, too.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they? Yeah. Oh, especially if you would have been like, hey, here's the version we have. Would you like to do a different one?
Yeah. Let's continue. This keeps the process more manageable, which is helpful in the context of all the other production tasks that go into publishing Fireside. I failed to keep proper tabs on this process, and I fell down on several fronts. For starters, I chose a white man to narrate this issue, edited by a black man and featuring multiple works by non-white authors. That was negligent of me. I wasn't thinking of this piece in particular when I contracted out the entire issue. I should have been looking at it on a story-by-story basis at the very least. Apart from the inappropriate choice of narrator, I also didn't provide any pertinent direction at the outset of the engagement. Normally, when I hire voice talent for narration, I send them some notes about the pieces I want them to narrate, pointing out special considerations or particular pronunciations of tricky or uncommon terms.
So he
I failed
didn't
to
do his job. So he didn't do his job.
He didn't do his job, and apparently the voice actor he hired thought this was acceptable?
Yeah, I mean, like, if he would have hired me, I probably would have been like, oh, this is hilarious, and done that. And then, then it would be a completely different thing. It'd be like, look at this troll. I bet this is just some dude. I don't know. Maybe it's written like that. I haven't, looked at the actual piece itself, but I know it's like the art of speculating or whatever. So maybe it's written. Yeah, maybe it's written all in the fucking Ebonics or, I'm sorry, African American vernacular English. Or as I like to, I don't want to edit in the beep. Yeah, but maybe it's all written like that. And if it is, why is it published anywhere besides Tupac's book of poetry? But yeah, I don't know. It took so many people to look at this and go, yeah, I'm making the right decision here. Especially if they're like some lib shit publication. But again, even we would not do that. If you showed that to me, I would go, oh, this is a comedy thing, right? And you're like, no, it's actually some broad with a PhD. I'm like, oh, well then we shouldn't do that because that's really racist.
Yes. I also failed to check each recording when I took delivery of them. So you didn't do your job. I was pressed for time and trying to get work out the door, and I did not take the time to review the finished recording. So you didn't do your job. As many have correctly pointed out, it takes 2 seconds of listening to the recording to realize that this one was deeply, deeply problematic.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't do your job. I did not do so. I just moved the files along, and the result is that I allowed an extremely hurtful racist caricature to be published on Fireside's website. So you didn't do your job.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I've never heard of these guys, but then again, I don't read dumb bullshit. Maybe they are a good place. I mean, maybe they've got some cool stuff going on or whatever. I'm not trashing them for that because I haven't read it. I wouldn't know. But and I'll never know because I don't fucking read. But he's the guy. He runs the motherfucker. I don't know. We'll talk about it after. Finish his thing because I like when he. Yeah, I like the end.
Yeah, the ending is spectacular. While it may not have been intentional, intent doesn't matter. The harm caused is real. And this particular type of harm, in this particular moment of history, is extra fucked up. All I can do at this point is apologize, try to fix it, ensure it doesn't happen again, and try to make up for it. In order to try and fix it for starters, Dr. Bradley's essay needs to be re-recorded, and I've started the process of hiring a black woman to do so.
Just have her do it. Just have her do it. It's her writing. Let have her do it. Hey, who did Welton? Who did the audio for Welton's book?
Welton.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird that we had him do it.
Well, apparently she refused to accept this guy's apology, so maybe she's just too steaming mad to do it, or she's having a hot flash. I don't know. She's seeing red. Let's continue. Fervor, the narrator who did this essay, narrated the other stories in the current issue of Fireside Quarterly as well, and I'm pulling them all and will be re-recording them.
Why?
Fortunately, most of the stories in the autumn issue haven't been published online yet, so there's time to rectify this batch of stories. Why?
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't just pull the one that's clearly a fuck up and just not hire that guy again. It'd be like, dude.
I mean, he did a good job on. If he did a good job on the other ones, and you already paid him,
what if
you're just double paying?
What if he what if that was actually his voice, and that's how he did all of the other ones? Yeah.
Additionally, I need to ensure that this never happens again. In order to make sure of that, I'll be integrating the production process for our audio more tightly to the overall production process of the magazine, adding in a few specific key milestones to our process.
Like listening to it. Like fucking listening to it before you publish it. It's not a key milestone. It's basic quality control.
Starting with the winter 2021 issue of Fireside Quarterly, which ships on January 1st, all stories will be narrated by individual narrators as opposed to by one narrator for an entire issue's worth of stories. Starting with the winter 2021 issue, I'll send the final audio of each story to its author, in the same way we send them proofs of the print issue before it goes to press.
I'm sorry, doesn't that sound like something they should have been doing anyway? That sounds like really basic shit.
Yeah, I mean, Terror House, we publish books, and I send everyone who, every author who's published with copies of their own book, so, like, they can have it.
It seems like a thing. Like, I mean, because think about it, dude. It's like if somebody, like, which is funny because I wrote a movie review about the auditory blackface in LaQuisha or whatever, and how people were mad about that. And LaQuisha is less offensive than the shit that these Fireside guys put out, because LaQuisha is a comedy. This, if it was supposed to be a comedy, dude, then they nailed it, but it wasn't, and it was like, it's really funny, but it's not good. But you check with, it's like if I were to write something, and then somebody was like, "This is a thing I wrote by Bryden Proctor. When I went outside today, the sun was very bright." Like, like if they just did Down syndrome voice of the whole thing, I'd want to know about it. Because otherwise I'd be like, Matt's doing a prank. That is hilarious. But I don't want the guy doing Down syndrome voice for my fucking shit.
Starting with the spring issue of Fireside Quarterly, I'll consult with the editor of each issue on the choice of narrator for each story before we hire anyone. I mean, again, that kind of sounds like something you should have been doing. Yeah, a few people have been kind enough to reach out to offer their help in reworking our audio production process.
Oh, but they're really good at it.
And in sourcing audit-appropriate voice talent. I appreciate it and will many of you up on it as I work to rectify this. Finally, my personal neglect allowed racist violence to be perpetrated on a black author, which makes me not just complicit in anti-black racism, but racist as well. I have to grapple with that and make amends. I'm not sure exactly how yet, but some kind of concrete reparation is absolutely called for. I'm speaking with various folks who have reached out and who I've reached out to as well in order to figure out what that looks like. This letter is the beginning of the process of making amends. I know that words don't mean much without action to back them up. I'll be doing everything I can to make sure that nothing like this happens again.
Yeah.
Thanks for reading.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so before we get to that violence thing, Matt, how are the comments reacting to that? They're probably like, "Wow, thanks for apologizing." They're really appreciative and shit, right?
No, it's well, there aren't any comments on the site itself, but the Twitter reaction is like basically, "Fuck you, you're a racist. Go kill yourself."
Yeah. Who'd have thunk that? No, that's...
And again, as I mentioned, Regina Bradley did not accept the apology. I'm sorry, Regina. I'm committing racist violence by mispronouncing her name.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of the beep buttons. Because you know what I call her? I call her Dr. Bradley because she has a fucking PhD, dude. I don't know in what, but like, come on, dude. Like, I'm a respectable, I respect people. Like, she's got a PhD, I call her Dr. Bradley. What were you guys in your cars thinking, huh? But
get the filth out of your heads.
Yeah. Stop thinking that terrible word. Doctor, right?
Yeah, doctor.
Doctor, not another one that ends with, an R, right? A hard R. But, doctor, listen, I'm tired of all these doctors coming into my neighborhood, driving down the property value and stealing my bikes. But, because doctors do that, they do it. Doctors do it. But racist violence. Okay, at what point is any of this violence? I can't grasp that. I know they think that everything except property damage is violence, but this is like taxation is is something that happens under threat of government violence, right? Because they can lock you up. At no point is like this woman is slightly embarrassed and inconvenienced and will probably never work with this publication again. And that's I can understand like why she wouldn't. I mean, they really fucked up. But it's not violent. Her nose is not bleeding. And if it is, it's because she's like a stressed out fucking spurg, And I don't know anything about this woman, but I'll bet like, oh, we don't accept your apology. It's her right to not accept the apology. I think that's perfectly reasonable for her to not accept the apology. But I guarantee she's using this for her own personal internet gain.
She's going to write an essay about this.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The time that I had racist violence perpetrated upon me because...
This is not violence. It's just a screw-up. It's a pretty egregious and avoidable screw-up. But...
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they screwed the pooch on this one super bad. Like
they screwed the pooch so hard the pooch has got to wear a diaper now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's really bad. Like, and when I say this again, with full respect to our piece of shit company, but we wouldn't have even done that, and we're supposedly the bad guys, right? Everybody calls us evil and shit all the time. We at no point would have done this. You know why, Matt? Because you run a good fucking company.
Yes. These are the same people who would fucking yell at us for being racist or whatever. But it's like it goes back to like all those sexual harassment scandals that a bunch of these woke lit mags have had. Like there was the one months ago, and there was the one before that, and there was the one. There's a lot of them. They just keep happening for some reason. Nobody at Terror House has ever sexually harassed anyone.
No, I have.
Well, you don't count.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm doing it, and I tell them.
Well, to be more specific, we haven't sexually harassed any of our writers.
That's true.
Subcontractors.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I mean, they're all ugly people. Authors are gross. But, I mean, just random women on Twitter, 100%. I've sent them tweets that said, I am sexually harassing you. They're very vague, but still quite threatening, I think, in a way. I'd be like, my penis is thinking about you. I haven't sent that one, but I should. That's a good one. I should get a Twitter just so I can just say that shit. And be like, my penis is thinking about you, Belle Delphine.
you and a million other penises.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine if our collective penis? We might. Yeah, I think if me and all of the other collective penises, maybe we could, fill that gaping hole of what is that woman. I really don't know anything about her. I don't know why I'm trash talking the bitch. I know she's British, and I don't like that. But outside of that, it's like I'm tired of seeing her titties everywhere. I'll tell you that. I'm tired of seeing her fucking tits.
Well, she's what tits?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, like she's not an ugly broad, but it's like.
Are you having hallucinations, Bryden? Are you seeing some things that aren't there?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, they're there. She got a nice A cup, but it's like I'm tired of seeing her fucking tits. I don't care. I'm tired because you can tell that she is definitely the type of woman that like puts way more effort into the way she looks than the way she could actually be a good fuck. Like she wouldn't be good at it. She's just like too busy.
I think she's just gross looking, but that's me.
I don't know why she's gross looking. She looks like any other fucking 22-year-old broad.
Well, I mean, it's the way she, the pink hair, all the anime shit, it's
that weird shit.
And the way she self-consciously tries to act like a little girl.
Oh yeah, dude, she was molested. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, like, I'm trying to, breeze past all the obvious shit, dude. I'm just saying I'm tired of seeing this broad's tits everywhere.
Well, I mean, now you can't. I mean, you probably won't be able to do that anymore because you got banned from YouTube. So you'll need an OnlyFans subscription for that.
No, I still see him posted everywhere. It's fucking irritating.
They're violating her intellectual property rights by doing that.
Well, actually, yeah, technically by law, yeah, they are. I think so. Actually, that's
they're digitally molesting her.
Well, I think it is kind of pirate. I wouldn't go that far, but I think it probably is a form of piracy. Yeah.
Whatever. It's like I have no opinion of Belle Delphine is just a fucking troll. I mean, the only reason people have ever heard of her is because of the gamer girl bathwater.
Yeah. Oh well, no. I mean, she was pretty well known before then, just not in our circles. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about the internet is like all these people can be fucking famous in their own right, and it's I've never heard of him. Like, have you ever heard of Davey 504?
No, I haven't.
All right, Davey 504 is this giant YouTuber that's just like this Italian dude that plays the bass guitar and he like makes jokes and stuff. You've never heard of him, but he's giant. He's giant. He's huge. He makes a living doing that. So he's famous, and like I'd recognize him on the street. I'd be like, "Hey, you're the Davey 504 guy." And he's great at bass. He's very good at playing bass guitar. It's not too impressive, but it's literally a job. I mean, he didn't even have to join a band. I'm sure he's in a band. I don't know that much about the guy, but that's the first YouTuber that came to mind. So, Belle Delphine was doing very well, I imagine, on Twitch, playing video games and shit. Which the only guy you should watch play video games is me on D Live, but like, I don't see the point. I don't watch people play video games. I don't see the fucking point in it. I think it's weird. But like, she was big in her own thing, and then like she got so big that like the right wingers, the online racists started hearing about her, is what it is. Because I don't think you're famous until ICP fans have heard about you. Until the Juggalos have heard about you, you're not famous. And whoop, whoop. And in the same vein, though, like, you're really not that internet famous until the fucking, psychopath racists on Twitter have heard of you, the goddamn schizophrenics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had a brain fart there because you said Davey 504, and it's like I confused him with someone else I used to know who also had 504 in the handle and was a schizophrenic on Klonopin.
Oh yeah, no, this guy seems relatively normal. He's just Italian.
The guy I know who had 504 in his handle was a boozer and a schizophrenic and a Klonopin addict. And
he sounds awesome.
Hopefully he has put a gun in his mouth in his trailer. No, he's a bad person. He's a real bad person.
Yeah, I sound like a cool guy. Bryden 504. I sound good. Just like doing Klonopin, just getting fucking blackout drunk in my trailer and like shooting myself. That sounds fucking sweet. Dude.
Well, but you can't use 504 because I assume Davey 504. That's derived from the area code for New Orleans because that's where he's from or something.
I'm pretty sure he lives in Italy. So no, I don't know what it is. Again, I guess he's some Italian guy. I don't know. I don't know much about this guy. He's just the first one that I thought of, and I regret bringing him up. It should have went with somebody else, but I couldn't think of another moderately successful YouTube guy. Should have went with somebody we know, like fucking Kevin Michael Grace or whatever. KMG's the man. If you're listening to this, you don't know about fucking KMG, you ought to listen to him. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's
great.
Just an old dude.
Yeah, Kevin Michael Grace. Yeah, he's a friend of Terror House. He does a stream every night. He's a smart cookie. Go check his YouTube channel out.
He always sits there. I used to have an impression of him. I can't do it anymore, but yeah, he's a great guy. He just sits there and is old and just talks, and you're like, that's smart. You're a smart guy, you old fuck. I like him. KMG's a solid dude. I like him a lot. Somebody apparently sent some super chat thing or whatever that was like, you still haven't gone on Bryden's show. And this motherfucker, this Alzheimer's patient piece of shit, had the audacity to say, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, I'm sorry. We have fought several times on Twitter over fucking made up bullshit.
Wait. The Kevin Michael Gray said that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure if I talked to him, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Bryden." He probably doesn't remember saying that. He's like 187 years old, but yeah, KMG pretended he didn't know a brother. He acted like he didn't know a brother. It's transgression. That's a microaggression, as they say.
He's always welcome to come on Terror House if he wants.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to have him on. He's a great guy. But yeah, no, it hurt my feelings, man. He acted like you don't know, brother. Are you serious? Now, the person who sent that super chat thing obviously doesn't know that I haven't had a fucking podcast for a really long time. But yeah.
Yeah. Your name is just just connected to the word podcast. You are the podcast made flesh.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like I don't know. I'm everywhere. I know that. I'm trying to cut that out. Like I'm thinking I'm gonna I think I'm just gonna try to focus on painting. Like I'm thinking I might not do so many streams.
You've picked that back up again?
Yeah. Recently, it's been really fun. It's really the only time that I'm happy, to be honest with you, is like painting all this shit. And it's not good, it's not good or anything, but it's like it's fun to like turn on music and just paint a bunch of shapes and then decide what it is. Like I painted a crab yesterday. I didn't know it was a crab until about 25 minutes afterwards, and I'm like, oh, it's a crab. So it's fun. And then I just write it's a crab on the back, and I'm going to try to sell it on my website for $8.
You were just expressing your inner anguish, and it manifested in the form of a crab, one of the most cantankerous creatures of the sea.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's what abstract art really is, right? Is you get to tell me what you think it is. I don't give a shit. I already made it. I already did my part. You're the one that's supposed to assign some game meaning to it.
I think I'm just, if you keep this up, like, I'm gonna have to start following the painting streams closely and just like coming up with serious criticism and commentary on your paintings.
Oh, they're bad. I believe that they're bad, but I think that's part of the artistic charm to it. I'm an outsider artist, bro. I have no official training because like that would be a waste of my money, and then I'd have to like go to a place and then be like, look at this naked dude. I'd be like, and I'd just paint the penis. And be like, why did you just paint the penis? I'd be like, well, it's all I can look at. It's right there.
Yeah.
Fucking, can you have him turn around or something? Why do I gotta get the, oh, now I'm looking at the butt. All right, sweet. So I got dick or butt. Just give me a shoulder. Why can't he just show me a shoulder? I don't sit here with dick or butt. This is terrible. They're like, sir, I don't care how much you paid for this. You have to leave. And I'm like, look at, they're good at paint. See, you're not yelling at her for painting the penis. Look at that. Ma'am, are you looking at the penis? Ma'am, are you looking at the penis?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, and when you pass away, I'm gonna have to like publish a book about the history of your artwork and about how you were a tortured genius.
You literally should. Dude. I'm gonna one up Van Gogh. I'm gonna cut my dick off and mail it to somebody. Yeah, you should. I think it'd be good. It'd be a good fucking piece of art about it'd be funny too. We could kind of just we could like make it up. So like all of it's shit, right? But then you just write and publish a book just saying that I am like this fucking genius. So we just like, we con everybody into thinking this gay shit is good. And I've got tons of it.
It'll be like a real life version of like House of Leaves.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. We just make up a history entirely, dude. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like I'm worth more dead than alive, right? So like the last piece that I'm going to do, I'm going to get like the biggest canvas that I can afford. And I'm going to fucking shoot myself. I'm going to paint a little bit. I'm going to shoot myself onto the canvas, and it'll be my final piece of art. And that shit will sell for millions, dude. We'll just make all this crap up. It'll be great. I get to go down as a legend. So I'll be able to have achieved hero status in my life, through death. So I'll feel really good about it. And I won't know the plan either worked or didn't work. But we'll just make up all this crap. Just build up a plethora of crap through Terror House. Of just like, look, and here is clearly what he was going through when he was stoned and drunk and painting "It's a Crab," 11/26/2020.
Canvas Suicide was Bryden's attempt to recreate the artistry of the 1997 Canadian art film Vivid in his own unique and nihilistic way.
Well, no, the last one where I kill myself has to be about birth.
Well, that also works.
No, I'm just thinking the gayest shit that people would fucking buy.
Well, Vivid is a very fucking gay film, so
I've never seen it. I don't care about Canada or anything they do.
You're missing absolutely nothing. Like, the premise of it is like the only reason people know about it is because Carrie Wooher was in it. She was that chick from Sliders with the huge fake tits. And the premise is about an artist who's like sexually frustrated and can't paint, and eventually he just loses it and like starts fucking his girlfriend on the canvas, and they start selling, covered in paint, and they start selling those canvases for millions of dollars, and it's awesome shit, and it's bad.
Dude, I've sold 2 paintings, and after that, I quit painting for like a year because I felt so bad about it. I was like, who would buy this shit? Hey, he's a great guy, but it's displayed next to his, George Lincoln Rockwell. That he's got, he's got a big old picture of George Lincoln Rockwell. He's got a couple of my paintings. Which is good. I mean, it's flattering, but yeah, I got so depressed about it, I quit painting for a year. I was like, fuck that. So like, I don't like the idea of painting it, like selling any of that shit, because it's like, then you're just a grifter. This shit is bad. It's not good. It's a thing to do. It's entertaining for me to be a fucking child and like be an asshole and just yell at a canvas and shit and just be an asshole. But selling shit and buying I feel the same way about like stories and stuff. So like maybe I'm gonna burn down the terror. I have the address now. I'm gonna burn down the Terror House headquarters.
Good luck. It's literally just a mailbox.
Well, I don't like the postal service either.
Yeah, I would personally do like a Bryden painting. I would put it next to my velvet painting of Charles Manson that I will also buy.
Dude, Charles Manson was a fun guy. No, I mean that's the problem. Is I think everybody that I know would be like, "Oh, this is a Bryden painting," but it's like it's not because it's good. It's just because I'm a infamously dickhead person. They're like, "Oh, how drunk do you think? How many pills do you think he had when he, put his penis on this one?" Like, it's. I don't know. I sometimes fear. I've talked to you about the human zoo, right? And like how a lot of the streams, I think that it's just kind of a human zoo. People just like to watch me get drunk and mad, and that's not art. But neither is stand-up comedy. What is art, Matt? Like, what is fucking art? A painting of a horse. That's what art is.
I guess. I mean, painting your dick is, I guess, could be considered art in some context.
No, I think it's just a funny prank to do. You paint your dick to look like Shrek? That's hilarious. You should do that. It's funny.
I mean, Momus was part of. Not Momus. He was part of it. By Cynthia Plaster Caster years ago. She did like an exhibit. She does. I think she still does exhibitions of like molds of people's penises, famous people's penises.
That's kind of awesome though, but that seems more like a hobby and less like art. It just kind of seems like a really funny hobby.
Like I think Momus participated, and then he wrote a song about the experience.
That's pretty cool. Do some Terror House news because I got to go pee and get a beer. Wonderful beer. Big,
fantastic news. The White Swan by Faisal Marzipan, a.k.a. the Labanitarian, is out now. You can get it at terrorhousepress.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers. The links will be in the description. As with all of our releases, it is on sale this weekend for 40% off. You can get that exclusively at terrorhousepress.com. That is if you're listening to this on Sunday. If you're listening to it on any day other than Sunday when it goes out, you're just out of luck. And all of our books, because it's Black Friday weekend, are on sale for up to 50% off at terrorhousepress.com, including such classics as Letters from a Heartbroken Pervert by Richard Power, Masculinity Amidst Madness by Ryan Landry, With Light and Dust by Xenon and Fish Lou, 2 books by Benjamin Welton, 3 books by Andy Nowicki. All of them are on sale for up to 50% off at terrorhousepress.com. All of our merch is on sale for 15% off. Again, you can get that at terrorhousepress.com. This deal ends today, Sunday. If you're listening to it on Sunday, go and get your swag before it's too late. Get our books. They're all great. Buy a White Swan. That's fantastic too. And if you're not listening to this on Sunday, well, you probably should subscribe to the YouTube channel and to our RSS feed, Anchor page, Spotify, where all this is posted on Sunday. So you can be the first to get this hot, exciting Terror House Radio action delivered to your earbuds as soon as it goes live. Is Brian back?
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, I'm good at it. Like, after I'm done having sex with your mom, she's like, that was exactly the right amount of sex.
Don't go there.
What, to your mom's house? I'm there all the time, dude. Thanksgiving was a hoot. I stuffed that turkey. Yeah, she made that sound. It's good.
What is it with you and the mama jokes?
I don't know, because they're timeless.
I guess.
Yeah, I'll bet you would. I was a guest at your mother's house when I was fucking her. Dude,
Terror House Radio.
Yeah, Terror House Radio. The blackest yo mama jokes. We ought to get a soundboard. That'd be good. We ought to just get a fucking soundboard. That'd be hilarious. Just start doing morning zoo shit. I'd love it. Except they're all like racist. It's like, instead of fart sounds or whatever, it's just like, we just lean into that part.
Yeah, just like, like Baked Alaska's, live stream playlist.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that.
We won't be cruising into a Walmart blaring that stuff, but we'll hope you'll find it entertaining all the same.
The funniest thing I think that's ever happened was that clip of Baked running through a Walmart going, no. Come on, guys, no. It's just blasting the N-word. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I wouldn't do that, because I'm not a crazy person. But nobody should try to fight him for it, because that's also crazy. But him running through a Walmart going, no. I still sometimes watch that.
Well, that whole stream was great content with Sammy, what's her face, or Tammy, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, I don't know about him giving money to women and shit like that. I think that's retarded. But oh man, just the blasting.
Well, I think the context of that was like, he was just streaming of her, and then people just started like, giving tons of money in Streamlabs tips that was intended for her. So he just took that money, and gave it to her because that's what the people wanted.
Yeah, those people also want to see him get murdered, all right? So I say fuck those people. Like, they're not great people. They're trying to get him killed all the time. But yeah, him running through that Walmart, no, guys, come on, is amazing. It's the funniest thing that, like, I will still watch that from time to time. I'm like, oh, it's so funny, dude. I Bakes my boy. I've known him for years, and I wish him the best. I hope he doesn't get fucking murdered. I
mean, I can't. I absolutely cannot condone what he's doing, but I absolutely will watch it online and laugh at it.
Oh yeah, I don't even watch it. I don't care about it because it's usually just him talking and stuff. And if I wanted to talk to him, I'd just send him a text and be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm in some weird place" or whatever. But yeah, so I don't care about that. I care about the clips, and man, some of those are real funny. I wouldn't do it, but I also think of this, like Evel Knievel, right? I wouldn't do any of that shit. still fucking awesome. You know, it's just
Oh hell yeah.
well, it's kind of like it reminds me of do you remember that bit in Kentucky Fried Movie where the guy's like he's the daredevil and he's like, you know, he's just daredevil, does all these stunts or whatever. So he puts on this helmet like Evel Knievel, all of that. He's got a cape, I think, and all that crap. He's like he's going to get on a motorbike, but he goes over, stands in the middle of a group of black guys playing dice and just shouts the N-word and starts running. Like, it's funny, man. It's Kentucky Fried Movie is good. That's a classic from the 70s.
Yeah, we've talked about that. It's a good movie.
It's super good. It's worth watching. A lot of titties in that movie too.
Yeah, so I mean that's not really much of a selling point now, but yeah, if you like
At the
titties,
time.
well, at the time it was, but like titties are everywhere now.
Well, it's like I was talking about on the Beckloffs thing yesterday. It's like it's weird to think about how we have seen more tits than just in our short lifetimes thus far than our grandfathers did in their entire lives.
Well, not just our grandfathers, like I've said, like probably all of our male ancestors put together.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Titties used to be a big deal. Titties were a big deal. Do you remember when you were like in the 6th grade? Titties were a huge deal. I remember jerking off to Maxim magazine because they had bikini babes in them or whatever. This is this is pre-internet. Plus, I was scared to like find internet porn and shit because I was a kid.
Yeah, we all stole our parent mom's underwear mags and shit like that. And
I stole your mom's underwear.
When I was I think when I was 12 or 13 or whatever, I can't remember exactly. I was my family was with my grandparents for Christmas, and my grandparents had illegal pay-per-view cable channels set up. They were stealing Cinemax and Playboy Channel and all that, and I was sleeping in the basement lounge area where they had like a separate TV and a couch and all that. And after everyone went to bed, I was scanning the channels to find Playboy, and I eventually did find titties. Do you want to know what the titties were part of?
The Oprah Winfrey Show.
Eyes Wide Shut on HBO.
Yeah.
I stumbled in the middle of the orgy scene.
Yeah. Do you remember?
And I think that fucked me up for life because it was like, holy shit, titties, and it's like, this is terrifying.
Dude, when I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, it is like it feels wrong when you're a kid, and honestly, because it is wrong because you're fucking 8.
It's not just like the titties wrong. It's the fact that it was the orgy scene in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, it's a rough one. It's a hard one to get through. It's just now occurring to me. I can't remember this kid's name, but he was the first kid I knew with a PlayStation 2, and him and I used to play Dark Age of Camelot all the time. And like, I think like his dad like wasn't in the picture anymore. I don't know why or whatever, but I remember watching like 70s VHS porn like at his house, and it's just now occurring to me like, where did he get that? It was clearly his mom's. Why did his ugly, weird, chain-smoking indoors mom own porn? I mean,
that's a very good question.
Yeah, because it was like maybe it wasn't 70s porn. It was like I think it was like 90s porn or whatever. Because it was you remember what's that one Asian bitch, Asia, whatever.
Carrera?
Yeah, I think it was her. Yeah, but yeah, like where did he get that VHS porn? It was clearly his mom's. What was his mom doing with VHS porn? What type of house was I? Well, I was in a house that his mom chain smoked cigarettes in. Yeah, that's weird. Not good. I just assume that kid's dead now. I assume most of the people that I grew up with are dead from heroin these days.
Yeah, it's generally a safe assumption. Or
West Virginia, so like literally, yeah, they're probably dead.
Yeah, the people I grew up with are probably just dead from suicide after watching their stock portfolios tank.
That's the saddest. It's the saddest way to go, really. I mean, like, sure, maybe people's back surgeries got them addicted to Oxycontins, and then, because of the war, heroin got super cheap. And yeah, maybe it was all part of a big CIA plot. But you know what's really sad? Is when people's portfolio is in the red. That's something that's relatable to me. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, I went to a rich school on a scholarship, so
Ooh, here comes Rich Matthew.
I was on a scholarship.
Sir Matthew Forney, sire.
I was on a scholarship. I was not rich.
Oh,
Scholarship paid for
Matthew. Please, Matthew, are you enjoying the quail? Meanwhile, I'm over here like, why is this bitch chain smoking cigarettes and just like it's super easy for us to access his mom's VHS porn? His mom's interracial VHS porn. What's going on?
Interracial porn?
Well, yeah,
I
it was
mean,
an Asian.
Well, she was Asian.
Yeah, they count.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I think she's only like half Asian, so.
I don't know. I just remember thinking she was the hottest. And she ended up being like kind of a big deal. She was like the first like woman director of porn and all that shit. She ended up being kind of a big deal.
Yeah, she was the first crossover porn celebrity.
Yeah. Is that the Asia Carrera? Is that her name?
That was her stage name.
Yeah, well, that's the only one that matters. Asia Carrera, is that her? Yeah, I mean 1973. Kind of looks like it's probably her. Oh, yeah, that's her. Yeah, Asia Carrera. Oh, apparently she got arrested for drunk driving once. Looks rough without that makeup.
Shocker.
Yeah. Yeah, and she looks rough. Well, she's an old lady now, but she had a good career. Good for her. She got kids and shit now.
Yeah, married and became a Mormon or something.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the broad. I mean, or maybe it's not. I don't know. They kind of all look alike, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the broad. Yeah, she was amazing.
She looks way more Asian without her makeup.
Yeah. Well, they probably put the makeup on her to make her look more, white, because that was kind of what porn was. It was just like white people banging.
This is erasure of people of color.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now black people have come a long way because they're the only people in porn. just blacks and Jews. That's the only people in porn these days.
And then, for no reason at all, the porn industry's profits took a huge dive.
Well, I think it was probably the internet. But yeah, I don't know. Why is all porn like every porn is just like, look, here's a black person having sex with a Jew. What happened?
I don't know.
Like the 70s, it was all white people. I mean, it was run by Jews. But then after a while, I guess those porn producers just had daughters, and they were like, yeah, fuck it, do it. I don't give a shit. And then they were like, who will work for nothing? The blacks.
Well, I don't know who said this on Beckloff's show last night, but probably just down to the fact that like the better looking ones, like the better looking like whites or whoever, they can just go on OnlyFans and make tons of money that way.
Yeah.
So the ones who are stuck doing triple anal, the blacks.
Yeah. No, I mean that's true. That's something. Yeah, I forgot we talked about that yesterday. Was like all because we were talking about what's that one with. Wood Rocket or whatever that terrible
Wood Rocket, the greatest channel on YouTube.
Oh no, dude, it's so rough. It's a hard thing to get through. It's hard. I mean,
how is it rough? I figured it would be right up your alley, dude. Like the kind of shit you would love to laugh about.
No, because like around the fourth time that it's just some ugly meth addicted bitch being like, yeah, and I was on set and then they shit all over me and we were like, gross. It's like. That's what that is then. It's just nothing but poop. That's what the porn industry is. It's nothing but accidental diarrhea. Constantly.
And the sponges. Don't forget the sponges.
Oh, yeah. And then fucking people forgetting the sponges in there. Nasty pussies. It's gross, dude. It's gross. Like, movie magic really, does a lot. That, jeez, yeah, it's rough stuff. I don't like it. Not that I'm like a huge porn guy or anything like that. I think it's a pretty terrible industry filled with a bunch of addicts and Jews, but addicts. The exploitation of just like seriously retarded people. I don't. I'm the libertarian in me is split on this. Is it okay to fucking exploit these fucking retards? Because it's like, clearly they probably weren't going to do much else. They're going to make more money for a little while than they were at McDonald's, and they're just going to fucking overdose on fucking something anyway, dude. It's kind of like, it's kind of like guys in the hood or whatever, like trying their hand at rapping or playing basketball. Most of them aren't going to make it, but some of them will be Asia Carrera. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, these are like, we're losing nothing but retards. I think the exploitation I wouldn't do it. I think the exploitation aspect of it is kind of wrong, but it's like, what the fuck else were these idiots supposed to do? Sit in their trailer and do meth? Like, at least they're, in nice houses in Hollywood and in Las Vegas doing meth.
I mean, there was a porn producer like about more than a decade ago. I think he's dead now from an overdose. Who talked about this subject and was like, yeah, like the women you see in porn, they all have a room temperature IQ, and like they're all whores. Like, and he said like the easiest way to have sex with a porn star is like just to walk up to them and whip your dick out, and they'll just instinctively like just start sucking on it.
God, that's weird. Like a Pavlovian response.
Let me see if
penis.
I can find that piece.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Is it okay? I mean, really, the question comes down to like, and the answer ultimately is yes, because if you're going with like the Nietzschean stance on things, is it okay to exploit fucking actual idiots? And it's like, yeah, it probably is. It probably is okay to just fucking, because like, what are they gonna do? Like, what does Amazon do? It exploits fucking morons. These commies want to talk about like, oh, season the means of production and like all these workers and stuff, as if every fucking one of the workers is Trotsky. They're not. They're fucking retards, dude. Most people who work in these fucking positions are stupid as shit.
Yeah, I found the piece that I was talking about. I'll read some excerpts. It's not very long. This is from the guy who wrote this was named Chico Wang, and he is
great name.
He is dead. He was found dead in a motel room in Northern California.
So way to go.
In 2007. Here's what a whore is in any relation to the adult business. A whore is any girl who fucks for money. I would say that 90% of the girls in the industry hate what they do and fuck only for money. I would also say that 99% of the girls in the industry hate getting ass fucked, but do it only for the money. I would also say that 99% of the girls in the industry have serious issues such as, but not limited to, previous bouts with rape, incest, molestation, drug abuse, pimp boyfriends, etc.
Yeah.
Most have an IQ of room temperature. Most do not have automobiles. Most do not have bank accounts. Most do not and cannot acquire a credit card. Most squander all their porn earnings almost immediately. Most will end up penniless and return to the business because their job skills relegate them to a lifelong search for a drug-dealing sugar daddy or public assistance. Most have complete lack of self-esteem. These are societal problems that cannot be blamed on an adult industry which neither cares or should care. The fact that I could call a new porn girl a fucking whore, and when I explain myself, they shower me with hugs as I tell them that they should suck as much dick as possible to get ahead, tells you a lot. Yes, I coach these girls, too, on how to be the best whore they can be. It's more of a longevity and monetary issue as opposed to a derogatory one. Here's an interesting story. I usually have whores running rampant around my abode. When a friend asks me how he can get blown by these whores, I tell him to go up next to them and pull out their peckers. It's the easiest way. Why? These girls are conditioned to suck dick. When there's a dick in front of them, they look like a deer caught in the headlights and don't know what to do. Its instinct for them is to suck it until it coats the back of their throats with nut butter. Now tell me this. Do you think the girls in the industry love what they do? Nearly every scene ends in a facial. Can you really fathom how truly degrading this act really is? Can you really fathom how truly degrading it is to suck off 5 complete strangers and gulp down their ball snot and have to pretend they loved every minute of it? Can you really fathom how truly degrading it is to suck on a dick that's been pulled out of your own asshole, which smells like complete shit? Gross. They do it for the money, and that's what makes them whores. Let me repeat, that's what makes them whores.
No, I mean, that's completely true.
A lot of you forget how so many DVDs exactly what the reality is. You fall into a trap of Fantasyland thinking these girls love what they do. If there was no paycheck involved, the female talent pool will drop to nothing. They don't do it for the sheer love of it. They get drilled in the asshole. They take a mug full of cum. They fuck complete strangers because of one reason only. They are whores. Get out of Fantasyland and really think about it.
Yeah, of course. I don't think anybody thinks that porn stars are anything but whores. It's just it's a nice little fucking legal loophole that we have. Is that, you know, like if I buy a prostitute and I don't have a camera there, it's all of a sudden a crime. You know, isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could open up a brothel, and as long as you just film everything, it's legal.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, you're not gonna get to meet takers because you know, not a whole lot of dudes are gonna be willing to get filmed fucking
cheating on their wife.
You know, it's perfectly legal.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a dumb legal loophole. So like the question is, you know, is it fine to take advantage of the just terminally retarded? Like, because that's what they are. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not fine. I mean, but
I'm not for it. I'm not for it. But the thing is, I mean, like, this comes down to a morality question. You know, just because it's against my, you know, against, like, eating meat is against my personal morals, right? But, you know, I mean, just because it's not against everybody else's, except like the Hindus and shit. So what makes this so fucking wrong or right? Like, it's not an industry that I would be involved in, and I do think it is bad, but like, I wouldn't ban it. You know, I don't see the point in fucking banning it. Aren't they better off? You know, wouldn't they just be smoking meth in a trailer park, doing the same shit for less money?
I'm not even sure if it's less money because, like, you know, have you ever seen Hot Girls Wanted?
No.
It's a documentary from a few years ago about like the rise of amateur porn, and it's like all these you know, seemingly normal suburban girls, you know, will answer ads to, like, you know, oh, hot models are wanted, you know, come, we'll fly you down to Miami. And is it about
is it about the Girls Do Porn company, the guy that ended up going to jail?
No. This was before that. This was just about like regular porn producers. They would pay, I would think like $2,000 or $3,000 for like an amateur, you know, like a first time porn star. It's like, you know, the novelty of it. But these are girls, like, they're not hurting for money. I mean, like, you know, they go through a couple of the girls, like, they've got, you know, parents are still married, you know, they've got loving parents, you know, intact family life, and they just go and do porn. And it also shows like after you, because of, you know, the bottom has just fallen out of the industry. If you want to keep working in porn, you have to start doing more degrading shit almost immediately. Like, there's one scene of a girl who's like training with like a supersized dildo for a porn shoot because, like, and that's her second shoot. Like, the first one is like, you know, just a regular boy girl sex scene, and like the next scene she does is a supersized dildo.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is it wrong to take advantage of fucking? This is something I've struggled with, I guess. Like, ever since I used to be a telemarketer that conned old ladies out of their Social Security checks for nonprofits, right? Is that the wrong thing to do? Well, if they're stupid, then it seems like to me, you know, at least right now, and probably I'll get more drunk later and like get all sad about like people, because it's not good what happens. But if stupid people get taken advantage of, isn't that just kind of the way of the world? You know, and it's what's made the world good, is stupid people get taken advantage of. That's why their ideas don't rise to the top, because they're too stupid. But, you know, when you get into areas with like the, if you go and look up like the Girls Do Porn lawsuit and all that, that guy ended up in jail, I believe. They would put up things with like, oh yeah, $1,000 for bikini.
They were just straight up lying and coercing people.
Yeah, it was like really bad. And that's violence. Like, that's actual violence, and that's, you know, I'm anti-violence, and I'm anti-coercion. But if somebody is stupid,
he hippie.
I straight up am kind of just a dumb libertarian hippie, dude. I should probably get dreadlocks. I get it. But I'm an evil hippie is what I am. But if you, like, is it not the way of the world that the fucking weak are taken advantage of by the more strong, the more cunning, it's a lie, I think, to say, and this is like this is disregarding all of like the effects that porn has on young minds and stuff like that. It's a completely different conversation. I'm just thinking the industry wise, does it matter that these people are taken advantage of? And I'm kind of erring on the side that no, it doesn't matter that they're taken advantage of. Yeah, like they were just going to be a loser anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but like going back to like Hot Girls Wanted. I mean, it's not just limited to like the really stupid people anymore, because a lot of again going back to that.
Sounds like they're pretty fucking stupid, Matt.
Well, like the logic that lures them in is like, it's a ton of money, and from what their perspective is, it's not really work. Because like, oh, I get paid to have sex. I like sex. Who doesn't like sex?
Okay, let me ask you this. You ever bought a car that later you're like, this thing's a piece of shit? Is the car salesman an asshole? Or was it you that made the poor choice?
Well, if the guy lied to me.
No. I'm not saying they lied. They told you the good parts about it and not the bad parts. That's what sales is. You tell people the good parts about, the car.
That's lying by omission.
What? That's sales. You should, as a smart person, go, okay, how many miles does it have? I don't want to lead with it's got 150,000 miles on it. I want to lead with check out these leather seats. It's up to you to make the right decisions. And if you make the wrong decisions, then you're an idiot. You got fucked. Literally in this case with the porn girls.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, it just comes down to like a weird morality question. Like it's, like, I mean, are those producer people assholes? Like, of course, they're probably shitty people, in general in their day-to-day life. But is taking advantage of these fucking retards the worst thing that they do? I mean, the worst thing that they do is probably, the pimping and trafficking and stuff. And again, we're leaving that out of there. I'm not saying these people are good people. I don't want this to be taken out of context or misconstrued into I think that porn producers are great people, because I don't. It's just kind of an interesting question to me. It's like, is it okay? I mean, are they being exploited, and is it okay even if they are? Because like I look at any type of like underpaid worker as being exploited, but if they're happy, then is that exploitation? I mean, like all labor, for like Amazon, for example, is exploitation, right? But when do you border on gay Marxist bullshit, and when do you just like realize the natural hierarchy of the world, which is that the mentally deficient will be taken advantage of by more cunning people?
Natural hierarchy of the world. Okay, bootlicker.
Okay, commie, fuck you. Like Matt's my boss, and I consistently scream at him and call him a gay fucking retard all the time, like daily. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, commie faggot, like all the time. He's my fucking boss, and I scream at him constantly. So yeah, bootlicker, yeah. You know what? Bootstraps, buddy. I like bootstraps. How's that? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
It's funny. I watched a video from a certain a certain political party, and they were talking about how the bootstrap myth has destroyed America. And like even I was looking at that, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
No, hard work will oftentimes. I mean, there are exceptions for sure. I mean, I've had bad jobs, but hard work will more often than not give you positive results. But what you have to do is go, how much work am I putting in versus what am I getting in return? And that's something you have to be constantly aware of. How much work am I putting in versus what my take back is? Dude, getting off of your fucking ass and working is a good thing. And it should be something that we encourage as a society is not to sit on your ass and go, I'm sure this podcast is going to take off. I'm sure this Instagram photo is going to get me that, freaking endorsement for whatever fake Chinese Kylie Jenner makeup. Like, you eat a dick. Fuck you. It's dumb. We got to encourage hard work. Hardworking people are better than a lazy layabouts, like Karl Marx.
Yeah, or the people I was talking about who just want the government to give them money to sit on their ass and listen to gay podcasts.
I love those guys. The whole, the government should just give me money, and this is a very serious pandemic. How many people do you think are like, just saying things are a very serious pandemic and all of that shit because they're hoping that this ultimately amounts to them getting, like, a monthly fund from the government to sit around and, like, call things gay on the internet?
Well, you'd think that dream would have been dashed, I don't know, months ago when the government issued exactly one $1,200 check and cut the unemployment bonus back in July.
Yeah, you would think. But, California still exists. Bunch of hopeful actors out there who are like, I don't even have to do acting gigs. I can just lay around and not see my friends.
It's the dream for some people.
No, I mean, it's a dream for me too, but it's like I get bored, I get bored. I like working. I get bored. Like, I don't like working all the time, but I like to work because I get fucking bored. And I like the bank account money thing going up. I don't like it when it goes down, Matt. I like it when it goes up.
Yeah. Money is good.
Well, it makes you feel good. Makes you feel safe,
Yeah. It also means you can afford to live.
Yeah, that's also important. But I mean, once you're past the affording to live shit, then it just makes you feel safe when you build this nice safety cocoon around you of like, even if I break my leg, I'll be okay. I mean, what that is like, we've never talked about terror management theory on here, right?
No.
Okay, it's something I've been getting into. I've been talking to you about like Ernest Becker and shit.
Yes.
So I encourage everybody to check out Ernest Becker's Denial of Death. Sheldon Solomon has a bunch of lectures and stuff. He's kind of like an expert on terror management theory and Ernest Becker. And he has this book that I haven't fucking even looked at called the Worm at the Core. But what terror management theory is the idea that everything that we do is an attempt to deny the fact that we are defecating soft creatures. So everything that we do, like as we try to achieve heroism in any way, be it like making a bunch of money, being famous, being a good person, being really good at our jobs, any of that, is this denial of the fact that we are 1 in a million fucking nothing, dying, rotting pieces of shit. Because the last thing that anybody ever wants to think about is the fact that we are finite in our existence. We are just smarter monkeys, and that we are truly insignificant. So we create all of these things in our heads, like I'm a successful anything, a McDonald's manager, anything like that, or like I'm good at painting. I am the founder of Terror House magazine. All of these things that ultimately equate to the same end, nothing. We're denying the idea that we're going to die. Because the idea of dying fills us with great terror. So we have to create all of this crap to remind ourselves, deny to ourselves that we are, I'm going to leave a legacy. I will leave this behind. A little piece of me, be it like children, something like that. I will leave this piece of me behind and therefore live forever. No one wants to think about the fact that they're going to fucking die. Except me. I love thinking about it. I do it every day, all the time. But terror management theory is that we're denying this idea of not only our own death, but our, as Becker put it, creatureliness. The fact that we are just soft pieces of meat out there that could die at any moment.
Great soft jelly things.
Yeah. The way Sheldon Solomon put it that I really like is I'm spam without a can, but I've got a plan. And I think that's funny. It's kind of a boomer thing, but I like it. I encourage everybody to go and look into Ernest Becker, Sheldon Solomon, terror management theory, all that stuff, because I've been for a while trying to find. I mean, they're experimental sociologists, so they're not technically philosophers because they got like gay science and studies and stuff that they've done behind it, which is super interesting. But I've been saying there's not anybody, in like the antinatalist authors and stuff like that have been dark enough for me. That's because I'd been looking at fucking philosophy. I hadn't been looking at experimental sociology, which is like, it's you're just gonna die. It's sad that we're aware that we're gonna die, and now it's a whole thing. Because Becker talked about the awe, the terror, and the mystery of the universe. So it's not all bad. We cannot truly realize the awe of the universe and how incredible everything, like the fact that we're alive is quite incredible, and it's awe-inspiring to the point that we can't really even think about it. The terror is death and how big everything is, and how and how we could die of a brain aneurysm at any moment. You could die right now listening to this podcast. You could just have a brain aneurysm. You wouldn't know. You just die. You just know. And they can happen at any moment. There's probably a cancer growing in you right now that, I don't know, 30, 40 years from now, it's going to be terminal. You don't know. And then that's the other thing, is the mystery is you're going to live and die without knowing a damn thing. You're going to live and die without knowing a damn thing about why you're here, how you got here, or what happens afterwards. Because if you're being true with yourself, that is the truth. You don't really know. When we look at religions, it's an act of faith. You don't truly know. You're taking it on faith. Now, I've talked to some weird Orthodox people recently that are like, I can scientifically prove that, and it's all just weird, dumb logic, and that shit is dumb. I admire faith, and I think it's necessary for society, but, give me a break. You don't know that that's true. You believe that that's true. But yeah, terror management theory is crazy, and I encourage people seriously go check out Ernest Becker. So
what you're saying, Bryden, is you can't know in the next 5 minutes whether or not you're going to heaven?
Nope, can't know. Not with 100% certainty.
Not with 100% certainty. Oh, this is gonna make some fun internet arguments.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, a bunch of fucking religious nerds. Go ahead. I'm into Nietzsche. All right, we don't like the whole fucking religious thing. Have fun with your goddamn pedophile church and shit, nerds. But it's like, no, you can't know. You can believe, and that's fine. And what that is, that's a way for you to cope with the fact that you're going to fucking die and that you don't know what anything is. I don't know what to do with this information. It's not made me happier. I know that. There's got to be a way to exploit it. If you know the rules of the game, you can find a cheat for it, right? But
yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, everything is like, can you at least agree with me that like religion is based on faith? And that's a good thing, but like you can't know with certainty.
Oh, yeah.
You can believe, which is different than knowing.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you that.
I mean, I'm not against religious people, dude. I've said many times I'm for religion. I think it's good. I think that you Nimrods really need religion, because otherwise, like, if everybody believed what I believe, the whole world would fall apart. Nobody'd do anything. We'd just sit around getting drunk. It'd be terrible. We'd fall apart in a day. Not everybody should believe what I would believe. Which, when you think about it, is kind of, Nietzsche's Übermensch and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm a real fucking piece of work. I'm a real piece of shit moron. I'll tell you that. Everybody's stupid except me, right?
That's like perfect for like a fucking drop.
What? Everybody's stupid except me.
Yeah, that, and also I'm a piece of shit.
I mean, I'll tell you I'm a piece of shit, dude. I'm sitting here drinking a beer I don't even like, And I'm going to drink 12 of these beers that I don't even like. All right? Like, would you sit and drink 12 sodas? Like, oh, I don't like fucking Diet Dr. Pepper, even though it tastes like regular Dr. Pepper because it does. Would you sit and drink 12 of them? Of course not. No, I'm drinking 12 beers because I'm a fucking alcoholic loser, dude. I'm going to drink all 12 of these. And the other 3 beers in the fridge that I don't like. Because that's what's there. I will drink disgusting shit because it gets me drunk. You know, that's a loser, right? I can't fight that. I'll tell people that because they're right. But I at least have the self-awareness to know that, like, this is a dumb act. I mean, I do not enjoy having these sips of beer. It's gross. Every time I'm like, nasty. You know, but I'm still going to do it. And I'm going to do it so many more times. And not even just today. It's not like it's a one-time incident. This is going to keep going for the rest of my life. I will accidentally buy Corona again. You know, and I'll drink it.
Yeah. You'll buy the Corona. You'll drink it. You'll hate it. You'll come on the podcast and complain about it.
Pretty much. What do you think of the terror management theory stuff, though? I mean, I
like it. I mean, it's a nice name, given the name of this podcast. Like I said, it sounds pretty similar again to what that Thomas Ligotti talks about, and
right.
This kind of stuff goes back to Schopenhauer.
That's isn't Ligotti? He's that horror author you told me about, right?
Yeah. He also wrote The Conspiracy Against the Human Race.
Right. Yeah, I still haven't checked that out. From what I saw of him, somebody sent him an email and he basically called them gay. Because like somebody sent him a nice email or whatever, and he was just like, "I don't even write that much stuff. I wouldn't consider myself a professional author. I just write when I want to, and whatever." But yeah, Schopenhauer is all right. Yeah, Schopenhauer, I can get down on some Schopenhauer.
I mean, he was also gay and dabbling in cult, but he's got some good work.
Yeah, but I mean, Chopin was gay too. So, and he's the greatest pianist that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Well, besides Elton John, who was totally straight, right? What? Wait, was he not? Elton John's gay? What? Fuck. I shouldn't have hugged him on stage at the Emmys. Damn it. I didn't know Elton John was gay. It's rough. I mean, I'm, like, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. I thought that was about getting pussy. Damn.
You want to wind the show down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Bryden, anything you want to plug?
A bullet in my head? I don't know. Yeah, if anybody wants to find and kill me, that'd be fine. You're welcome to do that. Just just say say a cool thing before you shoot me and allow me to get one word out. I'll be like, I knew you'd come. And then
a penny for your thoughts.
Yeah, do something like that. Or be like, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Something like that. It'd be really cool if you...
A penny for your thoughts was what Arthur Bremer was planning to shout out when he shot George Wallace, but he forgot to do it.
Yeah, can you imagine? He's like walking away. He's like, "Fuck! I really should have. I thought that was gonna work."
Yeah. He's got plenty of time to think about that in the halfway house.
Yeah, we gonna do.
But yeah, go check Bryden out on DLive, and all of his other links will be in the description. And my website is mattforney.com, and my links will be in the description. Go check that out. That's gonna be fun. And that'll do it for this episode of Terror House Radio. Go visit Terror House Magazine, terrorhousemag.com every day. Our books, Terror House Press at terrorhousepress.com. The White Swan by Faisal Marzipan is out now and 40% off, along with all of our other books are 50% off for Black Friday weekend. Check that out. Our social media links are in the description, and you can always check out past episodes of the show at terrorhouseradio.com. Terror House Radio is produced by Bryden Proctor and presented by Jugs. Intro music by Meme Extremist, Illegitimate Non-Carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. I'm Matt Forney. We have Bryden Proctor, and we are out.